guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you my everyday makeup drawer for March. So in my everyday makeup drawer videos, I go through my collection, I pick out products that I have not used in a while or new products in my collection, and I set them aside in a separate drawer so I can use them consistently throughout the month. And I actually did not do one last month because in my January everyday makeup drawer, I had a lot of products that were gonna be empties soon, and I just featured them in my beauty empties recently, like the Cover FX powder, Lorac contour kit, some foundations, some concealers. So I wanted to just keep those products in my drawer for last month so I could finish those up. So now that I've gotten rid of a lot of products, I'm excited to finally put some new makeup to the test, some old products, and see if I have like some rediscovered favorites for the month, because I've been using like the same products every day for like 2 months. So I'm excited to pick out some new products for March. We're getting into like warmer weather, so like my tastes are kind of changing in makeup, like lip colors, foundations, and everything like that. But if you guys want to see what products I'm going to be picking out for my everyday makeup drawer for March, then just keep on watching. Alright, so getting back into my drawer from January and February, I didn't change anything out so far this year since I had so many empty products that I was trying to declutter. But I did already declutter those products. I had the Cover FX setting powder, Cover FX Power Play foundation, and some other products that were in here. That's why this looks so empty. But I still have my little Burt's Bees mattifying powder. I just need to toss this, but I've been keeping it just because this week I've been using it to touch up my makeup. There's still a tiny bit in there. And then I also still have my Jouer concealer. Somebody in my recent empties video recommended I take off the cap, the little stopper, and so I did that, and I've already gotten like an extra week of use out of the concealer, so thank you for that hack. And I'm also going to do the same for the Too Faced multi-use sculpting concealer, because this is used up, but I need to take the cap out of there and see if I get a couple days worth more of product. But other than that, the other face products I already used up and I love. I keep this NARS foundation in here because I'm trying to use it up probably in the next 2 months if I can, because this is a shade that's way too light for me. So I've been using it with all my other foundations to kind of make more of like a winter shade, and I know that's not really gonna work out once I do get a little bit tanner, so I'm gonna keep this in here as well. I've been trying to use up my Too Faced Sweet Tea bronzer for a couple months. That's almost all the way used up. I just try to keep products that I'm kind of panning in here. I don't necessarily do like project pans or anything. I just get annoyed having almost empty products. So I guess that's kind of like a really loose version of my own project pan. So I'm trying to declutter that just because it's such a bulky product in my collection. I actually love this bronzer, but yeah, it's taking a while to get rid of it. And then I do like these from Cover FX. I actually use the gripping primer a lot more than the dewy skin, so I think I'll keep the dewy skin in here, but I already know that I really like the gripping primer. It's really nice to like have your foundation really stick onto your skin and not move around throughout the day. So really good on like my nose or anywhere that I have texture. And then I wear both of these a ton, and I wear both of these together. Salvaje palette is honestly one of my favorite palettes in my collection, partially because it is Becky G, because she's a Latina artist, and it makes me really happy every time I use it. And then I also just love this palette in general, so I wear this palette all the time. And then a lot of times I will mix it with the I Love Sari palette because it has some of those warmer transition shades. And then I wear those both together a lot. The Coffee and Cocoa palette from Beauty Bakery, I actually really like this, but I use it really randomly. I think this is supposed to be like a blush and highlight palette, but none of these shades work for me as blush or highlight or anything. So I use basically this side for eyeshadow, like an everyday 2-minute eye look. I actually don't think I've really touched this side, but I go for this a lot. Like, it's super pigmented and foiled. This was sent to me, otherwise I don't think I would have specifically picked up this palette because I don't think I use it the way it was intended. But I do want to try out more from Beauty Bakery. They just released another like neutral eyeshadow palette that I was really interested in too, because the formula of what I do have is really, really awesome. And if I find something else that I like all of the shades, I'm sure I would love it as well. And then I might end up keeping my coconut bronzer from Marc Jacobs in here this month because I really wasn't wearing it last month. It's hard for me to commit to wearing matte bronzers. I just love shimmery bronzer so much. So I was using the Sweet Tea bronzer so much more than this. So I might keep it in here for the month, but if there's something else that I want to use more right now, I will choose that instead. But just so you guys know, I do absolutely love this bronzer. But I only wear it for like certain makeup looks because a lot of times I'm doing contour and then a shimmer bronzer on top. If I'm doing lighter looks, sometimes I'll just do a matte bronzer, but there's just been some shimmer bronzers that I like that I might actually put in this drawer too. But that's basically everything. This is always just like a random assortment of products. I have my Physicians Formula butter lip creams that I just like wear randomly, and I just keep them here because I usually sit like right here all day long. So I just have those because they're super hydrating. And then also just like a bunch of lip gloss products that I just kind of throw on before I head out the door. Not anything that I really wear in tutorials just because they're more lighter, subtle lip products. But basically that is everything that's left in my drawer. I'm gonna empty this out and then start choosing things for March. All right, so I'm not gonna be picking any new eyeliners or brow products for this month because I have a couple that I'm actually trying to use up, like a Benefit pencil, and then I just have a bunch of open eyeliners that I don't really need to try anything new for the month. So getting right into this drawer. And also when you guys see all my drawers this month, I got a lot of like PR recently, especially from Wet n Wild, so there's a lot of clutter going on. I'm gonna be doing a declutter or a couple declutters probably throughout the month. I want to do like a spring cleaning week or something like that on my channel in March because I don't like how much clutter there is. I hate when I can't see everything in my collection. I just feel like it gets very wasteful. So I'm gonna be doing a declutter and donation series pretty soon. With that being said, for now, let's go through what I actually have. And I'm actually really loving all of the Wet n Wild loose highlighters. I do honestly think all of these from Too Faced, I'm gonna try to give them away to some friends or just donate them because I don't love them. So, and I barely ever use them, so I'm gonna get rid of those. But I do want to pick out, let's see, maybe, I've been wearing I'm So Lit a ton, like almost daily recently, but let me go with this one, All Glown Up. It's kind of like a peachy highlighter. I just absolutely am loving, well, it looks kind of dark, but it's a little bronzy too. I'm absolutely loving their highlighters right now, or just always, honestly, ever since the first time that I tried them. And then which one is this one? This one's kind of gold. A lot of times when we get into spring and summer, I just love peach and kind of pinky tone highlighters. And then I also am, I'm gonna pick this out, yes. Let's go with Sunset Striptease because I was wearing it already a lot this past month, but I want to keep like thinking about it in my collection and not just put it away. So I have been liking this a lot, and I'm just gonna wear it more and see if I'm like really obsessed with it, because while I was testing out a lot of Wet n Wild makeup throughout February, I was just picking it up because I always had Wet n Wild products in front of me. So and then let's do this one. I'm really liking this from e.l.f. It's like a cream highlighter. This is their e.l.f. Glow highlighter. This one is in the shade Taupe, but it's like rose gold basically. It's a really beautiful highlight. A little bit darker, but I like to wear highlighters like this that are almost like a blush topper kind of shade. Really creamy, really pigmented. So I'm gonna go with that one. And then also I need to use more of this e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer, because I did that huge e.l.f. haul back in the beginning of February or end of January, but then Wet n Wild sent me a ton of new makeup. So all of the drugstore products that I was trying out in February were all of the Wet n Wild products, and like the e.l.f. products went to, well, just kind of sat in here. So I need to use this more because I only used it a handful of times, and then I can let you guys know how it compares to the new Wet n Wild bronzers or just other bronzers in my collection. So I'm probably gonna use this and take out the Coconut Omega bronzer because I already know that's a favorite, but I definitely need to put this one more to the test. Along with that, let's see. Let's go with this blush from e.l.f. too, this luminous blush, because now that we're getting into springtime, I'm definitely gonna get more into these like peachy tone, Milani Luminoso, but a little bit darker kind of vibe. See if that's not like too dark for me, because when I ordered it, online it looked way lighter than it actually was in person. I think I'm gonna go back to Topaz from Jouer. This is one of my holy grails, but a holy grail that I often forget about because there's always a lot of new products that I end up using, or I'm obsessed with my Persona highlighter, my Anastasia Amrezy, so this one always gets like put back in the back burner basically. But I know that I love this, and it's getting like a decent dent, and it would be nice to hit pan on this spring. So definitely gonna use that, and I think that's good. Should I grab one more blush? Let me actually go ahead and use Milani Luminoso while I'm at it. Talking about how I love to use peachy glowy face products for spring, so let me make sure I still love this, because this is one of those products that's like really hyped up in my mind, but I don't use very often anymore. It used to be like such a favorite like 3 years ago, and this is like my second or third one of these blushes, but in my head I love it, but I actually never really use it anymore. So let's see if it still lives up to the hype that I have from the nostalgia of this product, if that makes sense. So let me know if you guys feel the same way about Milani Luminoso. Like, it's just like a feel-good product. Like, it just brings back all these good makeup memories, but I realistically don't use it that often. I definitely want to use it more. All right, so that is gonna be everything for this drawer. Moving into this mess of foundations, primers, powders. I'm pretty good with powders. I have a couple that I use regularly or I'm trying to use up. Ooh, let me actually go with this primer from Wet n Wild. I just did the Rebel Rose video, and I really have been liking it, but this hasn't been like my staple primer, and I want to get myself to use this more so I can test it out with a lot of different foundations. So I'm going to be using this one. Then I'm also going to go with the foundation that I showed you guys that I picked up in Colombia. Maybelline Fit Me Mate y Sin Poros Matte and Poreless. The Latin American packaging, which is awesome. So I'm gonna pull this one aside because it's been a while since I've been using like a drugstore foundation regularly. And that might actually be it, since there's a couple foundations that I'm already trying to use up, like that NARS foundation. And the NARS foundation I'll also use sometimes, like with this from Stellar Beauty. Love this foundation, but the shade I have is more like a summer shade. Or I'll go with my Too Faced foundation. I actually used it the other day with my ColourPop foundation because this one's like my summer shade as well. But that's going to be it for foundation. And then I actually don't think I'm going to be picking out any of my concealers. I might actually just have to declutter like 2 or 3 of these in the next month, because I know that some of them are a little light shade or like too light and don't look good on me. And I just can't force myself to wear them. So I still have the Jouer concealer that I'm scraping out the edges of, and my Too Faced multi-use concealer that is almost all the way used up as well. And then here's actually another primer that I can start to declutter by the end of the summer, or use all the way up. This one's about like 2/3 used up because it's one of my favorites, and I always do this where like when I have something that's a favorite, once I start running out of it, I stop using it to like preserve it. But obviously I love it, and if I really want it again, I can just buy it again, and it's not like crazy expensive. But do love this primer from Smashbox, and I'm just annoyed of having like half empty bottles in my collection because that's how all of this clutter happened. So I'm going to put this one aside for the month as well. And then this is like speaking to me right now because I don't even know how I feel about this, because I don't remember using this outside of when I first like got it months ago. So this is the Physicians Formula Vitamin C Brightening Facial Oil Stick. I really don't remember how I feel about it, so that's bothering me so much that I need to like use it tomorrow. And then also this is something that I keep looking at, the Absolute powder from Lancome. You guys know how obsessed I am with my Laura Mercier Glow powder, and I wear that every single day. I layer that on every single day, and I love the finish. This is like a twice as glowy version of that. And when I was using this originally, I did love it, but I thought it was like too glowy. And now that I'm using a glow powder every single day, and I like layer it on to make it extra glowy, maybe I won't think this is too glowy. So I'm gonna use this again and see how I like it compared to my Laura Mercier Glow powder. That is like something that I can't live without. So yeah, I'm going to start using that again. And I think that will be everything for this drawer. Moving in to eyeshadow palettes, and I kind of know what I want to pick out already for the month. And then there's actually a palette coming out this week, the Riviera palette from Anastasia. Riviera palette, I said it so weird, but I'm definitely buying that, and I know that that's gonna be my staple for the month. I already know it once I actually get it. So I just did this review of Urban Decay Naked Reloaded compared to Sultry. I want to use the Naked Reloaded more because this is gonna be like my everyday day-to-day quick eye look palette, and that's normally what I do like at least half the week. Any day that I'm like not filming and going out in public is basically like a quick 2-minute eye look, and I think I'm gonna get a lot of that with this palette. And honestly, I really don't want to pick anything else because I just know that I want to use the Anastasia palette a lot, and there might be another palette that I buy this month. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for eyeshadow palettes. Alright, so there's actually 2 face palettes that I know that I want to use throughout the month, and definitely the Jouer blush palette. I've used it a couple times already, but not enough to like give you guys a full review because I haven't used all of the shades. I use the shade that I already know that I like, Adore Me, and then their new shade, Marigold. But like I've never used this, and Kiss Me I've never used either. So I want to play with this more for sure because I do know that I like the Jouer formula, but I want to like use more of the palette or like layer them together and give you guys like a better idea about it. And then I also want to keep using my Yuya palette that I got in Colombia because this shade, this shimmery bronzer, is awesome. You guys can see how powdery this is because it's just like such a finely milled powder. Like I could just tap my brush into it and it's still gonna get covered in powder. That's why it looks so messy. And then I do like the highlight too. It's more of like it reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow highlight. This bronzer's a little too warm, but as I get tanner, I can get away with more of that warm bronzer. But love this light, like shimmery, glowy bronzer. It's awesome. And I think you can purchase these in the US online. So if I can find that, I will have the link below for this too. All right guys, so that's gonna be everything for my everyday makeup drawer for March. Definitely focused on more face products for this month and just trying to use up, like I have my concealers back here that I'm trying to use up. And get rid of a couple more products throughout the month. And then I'm excited for some new eyeshadow releases this month. Anastasia for sure. You guys will be seeing that as soon as I get it. I will be reviewing it very soon, and then also some declutters in the next couple weeks too. But that's gonna be everything for today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you guys soon in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.